It's 8:47 p.m. and the sky is quiet, for now. Your dog is curled up on the rug, completely relaxed. You know what's coming tonight. And somewhere deep in your chest, that dread is already building. Because you've seen this before. The first boom hits, and in less than 2 seconds, your sweet, gentle dog transforms into a trembling, panting, wild-eyed animal, trying to squeeze their entire body behind the toilet. You reach for them, you tell them it's okay, and nothing you say makes any difference at all. Here's something almost no pet owner realizes. There is a specific window of time, exactly 1 hour before the fireworks start, where a handful of simple, science-backed actions can change everything. Done correctly, this protocol can be the difference between a dog who panics all night and a dog who sleeps straight through it. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do minute by minute. More dogs go missing and end up in shelters on the days surrounding major firework holidays than on any other days of the year. That's not an exaggeration, and that's just how powerful this fear is. But fear this intense isn't random, and it isn't something your dog can just get over. It's biological. And once you understand what's actually happening inside your dog's body and brain, everything about how to help them will finally make sense. Why fireworks feel like the end of the world? To understand how to help a terrified dog, we first have to understand why fireworks are so uniquely horrifying to them in the first place. It's not just a loud noise. For your dog, it's a full sensory assault happening from multiple directions at once. Let's start with hearing. Dogs' hearing is considerably more sensitive than ours, and they can pick up on a far wider range of frequencies than we can. When a firework explodes, what registers to us as loud registers to them as something closer to overwhelming and physically painful. Then there's the ground itself. A firework mortar doesn't just make noise in the air, it sends a shockwave through the earth. Dogs' paws are packed with sensitive nerve endings, and every explosion sends a vibration up through their legs and into their skeleton. To a dog lying on the floor, it can feel like the ground itself is attacking them. And then there's smell. A dog's nose is almost unimaginably more powerful than ours, capable of detecting the sulfur and gunpowder residue in the air from a significant distance. So picture what your dog is actually experiencing: a deafening, unpredictable noise, a trembling floor, and the smell of something burning, all hitting at once with no warning and no pattern they can learn to predict. Their brain doesn't interpret this as the neighbors are celebrating. Their brain interprets it as a threat to their survival. The amygdala, the fear center of the brain, floods their body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In that state, your dog isn't choosing to panic. Their nervous system has essentially been hijacked. Take a moment to picture Bella, a sweet, easygoing golden retriever who spends most evenings sleeping peacefully by her owner's feet. The instant the first firework goes off outside, Bella is a completely different dog. She leaps up, tail clamped tight against her body, ears pinned flat, and she wedges herself into the narrow gap behind the couch, shaking. Her owner, Maria, kneels down and tries everything: soothing words, gentle pets, offering a favorite toy. Nothing works, because in that moment, Bella isn't capable of learning, listening, or being reasoned with. She is in a full physiological state of fight or flight. Understanding this is the first step to helping her, because once your dog is in that state, your job isn't to talk them out of it. It's to prevent them from ever fully reaching it in the first place. The mistakes loving owners make without realizing it. Here's where things get a little uncomfortable, because some of the most common ways we try to comfort a scared dog can actually make things worse. Mistake 1, the "it's okay" trap. When your dog starts shaking, the natural human instinct is to scoop them up, hold them tight, and say in a high, worried voice, "Oh baby, it's okay, mommy's here, don't be scared." It feels right. But dogs don't process the words we say. They process our tone and our energy. When you speak in a high-pitched, frantic voice, your dog doesn't hear reassurance. They hear alarm. What they take from that moment is something closer to, "My calm, confident leader is suddenly anxious too. This must be even more dangerous than I thought." Without meaning to, you can end up validating and amplifying the fear instead of calming it. Mistake 2, exposing them to prove it's safe. Taking a fearful dog outside to watch a fireworks display so they can get used to it is a form of flooding, and it tends to deepen trauma rather than resolve it. And just as importantly, never let your dog outside off leash during fireworks season, even in a fenced yard. When that flight response kicks in, dogs that are normally obedient and calm can clear fences, squeeze through gaps, or slip collars entirely trying to escape the noise. This is exactly why animal shelters see such a spike in lost dogs this time of year. Understanding these mistakes matters because it reframes the whole approach. This isn't about forcing your dog to be brave. It's about preventing the fear response before it ever has a chance to take hold. If this is helping you feel more prepared for your dog this year, a quick like helps more worried pet owners find this video too. Now, let's build your actual game plan. Chapter 3. Preparation, starting days. Before, the most effective approach to firework anxiety doesn't start the night of the event. It starts 3 to 5 days earlier, with gentle, gradual desensitization. Here's how it works. Play recordings of fireworks sounds through your TV or a speaker, but keep the volume extremely low, barely audible, more of a background hum than a noise. While that quiet rumble is playing, do all your dog's favorite things. Play their favorite game. Offer high-value treats like small pieces of plain-cooked chicken. Practice a few easy commands they already know well, and reward calm behavior generously. Each day increase the volume by just a small amount, always pairing it with something wonderful. What you're doing here is quietly rewiring an association in your dog's brain, teaching their nervous system that this sound predicts good things, not danger. One important safety note. If your dog shows any sign of stress at any point, pacing, panting, whining, trying to leave the room, turn the volume back down immediately. You're moving faster than their nervous system can comfortably adjust to, and pushing through it can make the underlying fear worse instead of better. Think of Charlie, a nervous rescue terrier mix who used to hide for hours after even a single distant firecracker. His owner, David, started this exact routine 5 days before a holiday weekend. Tiny volume, high-value treats, lots of praise. By the third day, Charlie was lying calmly on his bed with the sound playing softly in the background, completely unbothered. It didn't erase his sensitivity overnight, but it built him a foundation of resilience he didn't have before. Chapter 4. The morning of. On the day of the event itself, your single biggest goal is exhaustion, physical and mental. It's very difficult for a dog's nervous system to spiral into full panic if their body has genuinely nothing left in the tank. If fireworks typically start around 8 or 9 p.m., use the morning and early afternoons for the longest, most engaging walk, hike, or play session you can safely manage. Let them run. Let them fetch. And critically, let them sniff. Extensive sniffing is mentally exhausting for a dog in a way that pure physical exercise isn't. So, a slow walk full of sniffing time can be just as valuable as a fast one. Add in some mental work, too. Puzzle feeders, scattering their kibble around the yard, or living room for a scavenger hunt, a few training sessions. All of it drains their energy reserves in a way that supports calm later that evening. Chapter 5. The 1-hour shield. This is the part almost nobody gets right, because most people wait until their dog is already shaking to try anything at all. By then, their body is already flooded with stress hormones, and it's simply too late for most calming strategies to work well. The goal is to act exactly 1 hour before the first firework, while your dog is still calm. Step 1 is a biological head start. If you and your vet have discussed a calming supplement or a prescribed anti-anxiety medication for severe cases, this is the moment to give it a full hour or two before the noise begins, not after it starts. Giving it early means it has time to actually take effect before the stress response ever fires. If you'd rather try something gentle from your own kitchen first, a small amount of cooled, plain chamomile tea mixed into food can have a mild calming effect for some dogs, though it should never be given to a pregnant dog. For dogs with genuinely severe phobia, this is exactly the kind of thing worth calling your vet about a week or two in advance, since some noise aversion medications need to be given in specific ways to work properly. Always follow your vet's exact instructions. Step 2 is deep pressure. Products like snug-fitting anxiety wraps work because firm, even pressure around a dog's torso can help calm their nervous system, similar to the effect swaddling has on a crying infant. If you don't have one, a snug, not tight wrap using a stretchy scarf around the chest and shoulders can offer something similar. Step 3 is building a safe den. About an hour before dusk, close the blinds and curtains to block the flashes of light, which can be just as startling as the sound. Choose the most interior, windowless room in your home, often a bathroom or walk-in closet, and set up their bed there with an unwashed item of your clothing for familiar scent. A gentle trick some groomers use is placing a large, soft cotton ball loosely at the outer opening of each ear, never deep inside the canal, to help muffle sharp, high-pitched sounds. Just be sure to remove both the moment the fireworks end for the night. Skip the TV or radio, since unpredictable pitches and channel changes can add to the noise chaos. Instead, a steady low-frequency sound like brown noise playing from a speaker in their den can help mask the sharper crack. Chapter 6. What to do. Once it starts, once the noise actually begins, your job shifts. Sit calmly nearby, read, scroll your phone, whatever feels natural, and if your dog comes to you, offer slow, long, firm strokes down their back rather than frantic petting. Skip the high-pitched baby talk entirely. Calm, boring energy is exactly what tells your dog's brain that nothing dangerous is happening. Some pet owners also find gentle, slow circular pressure just above and between a dog's eyes, or a light, steady palm resting at the base of the tail, can help some dogs settle further, though the evidence here is more anecdotal than clinical, so think of it as one small additional tool rather than a guaranteed fix. And here's a small trick worth trying. If your dog looks to you anxiously, let out an exaggerated yawn, stretch slowly, and blink lazily. Dogs read our body language closely, and this kind of relaxed signaling can genuinely help communicate. This is boring, we're safe. Warning signs. Worth watching. Most firework fear looks like shaking, panting, pacing, or hiding. Normal, if distressing, responses. But watch for signs that go further. Attempts to bolt or escape the home. Self-injury from frantic scratching or chewing. Prolonged panting and drooling that doesn't ease once the noise stops. Or complete loss of appetite and withdrawal lasting into the next day. These can point to a level of noise phobia that benefits from a real conversation with your veterinarian about longer-term management, rather than just holiday-by-holiday coping. When to see a vet. If your dog's fear is severe, worsening year over year, or affecting their quality of life beyond just firework nights, it's worth a dedicated conversation with your vet, not just a quick mention in passing. There are real effective options for dogs with serious phobia, and your vet can help you build a long-term plan tailored to your dog specifically. Looking ahead. Prevention for next year. The dogs who struggle least with noise phobia are usually the ones who've had calm, positive exposure to gradually increasing sounds well before it ever matters. If your dog struggled this year, consider starting a slow desensitization routine months before the next big holiday. Not as an emergency fix, but as a long-term investment in a calmer, more resilient dog. And if you have a cat at home too, many of these same core principles, a quiet, enclosed safe space, familiar scents, calm owner energy, and avoiding sudden exposure, can help feline noise sensitivity as well, though cats often prefer to manage their own hiding spot, rather than being held or comforted directly. There's something deeply painful about watching an animal you love suffer through something you can't fully explain to them. But you don't have to just watch it happen anymore. With a little preparation, a calm home environment, and this 1-hour shield, you can give your dog something they've probably never had before on a night like this. Genuine peace. Has your dog ever struggled with fireworks or storms? Tell me your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. If this video helped you feel ready for the next big holiday, hit subscribe, share it with a friend whose dog struggles with this too, and let's help more nervous dogs get through these nights a little easier. I'm Dr. James Carter, and this is Puppy's Health. I'll see you in the next one.